What is it going to take to get this market jump-started? Companies are actually doing it, but what is it going to take to get that hockey stick as a market moving up?
You know, it's interesting, all the themes that we've talked about this morning have been ones that Echelon has had to address over the years. So first of all, reliability and scalability. We focused on the industrial market because that's where the money was, and in many respects that's where the money still is. There's a lot of hype and sex about the kind of consumer market. This isn't the first time that the fad of the smart home has come to the popular press, but we've really focused on the areas that Steve Berglund talked about, improving productivity, enhancing revenue, and lowering cost. And so in industrial settings, you need interoperability, reliability, scalability, and security. None of the sort of open standard tools that we have today that sort of constitute the internet existed then, so we really had to build them all from whole cloth.
What do your customers tell you about reliability and security when it comes to what they need to do?
I think the GE example was a good one in the case of a jet engine, although the jet engine is just passing telemetry back and forth. Our solution LawnWorks, for example, powers elevator control systems. Those things just absolutely positively cannot fail. Train braking systems, same thing. So we rely on distributed systems. All of our systems communicate with the internet after the fact and communicate with each other peer-to-peer in real time. So reliability is an entirely different notion in industrial applications than consumer ones. Your thermostat, you know, if it falls off the Wi-Fi for an hour and comes back, maybe it's an inconvenience, but it certainly isn't going to damage your home.
You mentioned LawnWorks, but what else are you doing to really maximize reliability and security?
Well, we are adopting the latest and greatest internet standards. We're implementing sort of the human factors of our system so that security isn't optional to address the target issue, and then being very careful about the intersections between the autonomous control systems that we rely on and the rest of the internet. So the gateways that we use need to be especially secure.
For people who may not be aware of Echelon, what are you guys working on? What are you thinking about?
Yep. Well, first of all, we do make embedded systems that allow our customers to build IoT devices and systems in industrial and commercial applications. I mentioned earlier we like to go where the money is. We see three trends that we're chasing hard. One of them is the smart grid, which I know is kind of overused and has gone through a little bit of trough in the marketplace, but there are mandates out there. The grid is, particularly the edge of the grid, is reaching a critical point in terms of the amount of renewables that are coming onto the edge of the grid, the electric vehicle chargers and so on. So we believe over the next 5 years that there will be a massive investment in modernizing the edge of the grid. So we're very focused on that. We're very focused, and thank you, Menko from Zucato, on this transition from analog lighting to solid-state lighting. There are 8 billion light bulbs in commercial industrial applications. There's probably 20 billion light bulbs in the entire world. This is going to be the fastest transition from one technology to another, and it'll make the cell phone adoption rate look anemic. Those solid-state lights will come with controls. Controls will be demanded for them. So that's a market we're excited about. And then we're excited about the convergence of all these various stovepipes of protocols that have been talked about previously, legacy protocols, brownfield protocols. These things are going to come together in buildings and factories over time, and we're building products for those as well. So that's where we see the money in the industrial and commercial segments for our company.